Vanny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
Hello, welcome back to the Zedos Game Podcast. My name is Joseph Buchanan. Today is a special day. We have a special guest in the name of Claire Winters. How you doing, Claire?
I'm good, thank you.
And along with us, as always, is Sacha Allari. How you doing, Sach?
Hey, how goes it?
Not bad. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days. How have you guys been doing? What have you guys been up to?
Drinking.
Cool. It's summer. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Claire? What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been on a hen do in Dorset, actually.
In Dorset?
Last weekend. And yeah, that was interesting. We were glamping.
Glamping?
Yeah.
What's glamping?
It's when you camp in yurts that look fancy and...
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Do you not know about glamping?
No, This is the first I'm hearing of it.
It was really good. It was a great weekend.
So, okay, when you say is it like, do you wear like gowns and stuff?
Oh my god, if you did, then you'd get muddy.
Yeah, but I thought that was
Or
the
do
point.
you like dress for like a nightclub, but you go camping instead?
I think that's probably more accurate.
Right.
Oh, okay.
We went to like a festival as well. So.
Oh, did you go to Glastonbury?
No. It's like a mini like farm kind of festival. It was out in the countryside. It was really nice. So yeah,
okay.
Perfect weather.
Awesome. It's just so the people can get to know you. What do you do, Claire?
So I am an animator and a director, and at the moment I'm a writer. And those are the things that I do mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
Yes.
This is you've come full circle in the sense that you started off as not as an animator, but as a so I'm again going back to when I was running and you were in.
So I started off as a graphic designer, really.
Yeah. There you go.
I studied that at university, and I just tried to get into that, and then I realised, why isn't it move? Just make it move.
Yeah.
And then I decided to make some films, some animations by myself.
Right.
And then I just decided to go to film school because it was time. It's time to learn how to properly make films.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's you've come full circle to being a writer, and so when did you start doing that? Is it something that you knew you wanted to do, or was it something that just I want to do this now? Or was it...
I kind of have been forced into it a little bit.
Oh, really?
I don't know how I ended up writing my own script. It was kind of like you said, you want more control over what the story, like Sach said, like we were talking earlier about our kind of vision being expressed. So I just think I'm the only person that could tell this story as it is now. I have worked with writers before, but I just thought, I'm just going to write this.
Okay.
And it's hard.
It's
very hard.
Yeah, I've just written something myself. I'm just lost on me at the moment. I'm not ready. I mean, there's one other person that's looked at it, but I've got to let it go. I was told I've got to let it go. Just show it to people now. So I will do now.
It's beneficial when you do that. People give you feedback and
but
it's so helpful.
What I've noticed about people is that you have to show it to particular types of people because everyone has an opinion.
You kind of want to show it to people that are going to give you constructive criticism,
yes,
rather than people be like, oh shit. It's like, Well, why?
Awesome. Yeah, I can work with that.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like. Yeah. I got a lot to say on this, but nothing that I want to air on this podcast.
Sure. I know where you're going with it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, that's what I will share with the world more or less sooner or later. Okay, well, enough of the pleasantries. Let's get on to the trailers that hit in the past 2 weeks or so. We just went through a whole bunch of them. Well, I say a bunch of them. We went through 3 of them. I'm going to start off with the worst, in my opinion, and that's Polaroid. I don't know why the Weinsteins are funding this, so they clearly see some
Monies.
kind of
Monies.
yeah,
It's a cheap buck. It's a cheap horror film. Some indie person made
Can I
it.
just say, when did Polaroid cameras become antiques? Like,
according to this millennial in the screen, Polaroids are antiques, even though you can go down the road and buy one.
They're now more a niche kind of thing. It's like that retro thing that everyone's
hipsters,
like,
right?
yeah, they're like, hey, look, I've got a Polaroid. Check it out. Like,
my friends with it.
I know a few people like that, but I would. You know what would be better? Remember those old like ones where the photographer would have to like get underneath the car?
Under the gown.
Yeah, with the gown. If they did that, that'd be that's an antique. You know, what I mean?
That is an antique.
That is an antique.
The guy was like, "What is it?"
Hey, I don't have the internet or culture, or I am not cultured at all in any way, so I don't know what anything is. So if you stick it in front of me, I won't know what it is.
Don't you miss like the whole like thing with photography where you just take a photograph and then you had to go into the little black room that was actually red and then develop the photo. Did you guys ever take photography?
I did photography.
I did photography. I used to love it, man.
Yeah,
And you go into that room and you put the emulsion thing on
so
and you
good.
see when it comes out and stuff. It was so cool,
You
man.
could change it.
Yeah.
You could, like, do effects like manual
That
effects.
was so cool. These kids don't understand. They don't understand. But what I found really weird was like, what was that thing where I remember my tutor would like with the film, he'd put it in a little like
Dustbin?
No, not dustbin. Some kind of bag device. You put it in
You have
and
to
he,
develop the negative.
is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
Where he has it and
Right in
he's
the dark, so no light touches it.
yeah, and like it
Not
just
even the red
it just
light.
looked really weird.
You mean the
Yeah.
batch of chemicals that...
No.
The chemical
There'd be
process.
like this bag, like an actual bag that you.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah,
and then he'd have his hands
he's
inside the
taking
bag.
it out of the camera.
That was it,
Yeah.
and he'd have.
Oh,
it,
right, so you don't expose the film.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
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 That was so nuts, man.
Yeah, to be honest, I like the fact that I can see my pictures instantly. But yeah, this is not about that. But this is about. I've got very little to say about this.
That's why I was filling the void, Jeff.
This is a. Are you familiar with Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
I
so
am a
awesome.
fan.
Yeah, that's right down your street. So this to me, did you ever see the episode with the guy opens a shop and he's like the devil or something, and he has all these haunted items, and Rick just solves everything with science. He fixes all the haunted goods or the cursed goods, and this Polaroid thing is in that as well. It's also a spin on. I'm not sure if you ever saw Ring, but if you took a picture of someone that was cursed in the ring, it would their face would be all messed up, and I guess that's kind of a spin on this as well. But it's a throwaway horror film. I do not plan to watch this, but it could be up someone else's street. I don't know. If someone that doesn't know what a Polaroid is, they'll be educated as to what an antique is.
You know what? I'm gonna pimp my friend's short film. I forgot the name of the short, but my mate Patrick Ryder made a short film, and it's a horror film about a mirror. And it's like 20 minutes long, and this woman buys this mirror, and this creature comes out the mirror, kind of thing. And the creature looked fucking scary, man, and it's all done practical, but it's fucked up, man.
No, really?
It's really fucked up. And then I messaged Patrick. I was like, dude, your horror short is fucked up, yo. How the fuck did you do that? I'll just, you know what? After this podcast, we'll check it out. I'll have to scour the internet a little bit. It won't take too long, but like we gotta check it out. But like, check out Patrick Ryder, people. He's making places. He's making some waves.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I've got nothing to say about this movie though.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Don't be nice. Be brutal.
It's pretty standard, and it's actually a bit lower than standard. Like it's just.
Is that your idea of being brutal?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Go for the balls. Go for the jugular. It's I know what you mean.
It's
not,
very horror movie of the month.
It's very formulaic. I mean, since the 70s, 80s, and 90s and 2000s, the kids are the same. They're all archetypes.
Yeah.
They haven't changed through 3 decades. The stupid kids are always stupid kids that think they know everything, and they're in school. They're in high school. Each one has their own little. Their little their little quirk about their character, and I guess that's what's supposed to make you like them or hate them or whatever. But yeah, standard. On to another trailer. The next trailer is. I'll save that one till last. Okay, so Borg versus McEnroe. Okay, so for me, the reason I even remotely liked tennis was because of that outburst that McEnroe made. I think this was before you were born, but
my mum told me about it.
Right. Well, yeah. So he just went into this tantrum because the ball's on the line. Can you not see that? And that was the first time anyone had ever done something like that.
Right.
And so it was all over the news. It was everywhere, and that's John McEnroe was this entity, bigger than life entity, and so that's why I even appreciate tennis in any degree is because of John McEnroe. I didn't know this was going on between these two tennis players, but it looks like there's a history between. I don't know his full name. I know he's called Borg in this, but they had some kind of rivalry, it seems, and so. Shia LaBeouf was the right guy to get for John McEnroe. Absolutely the right guy, because if you listen to John McEnroe in interviews, he doesn't give a damn. He'll say whatever he wants in an interview. So yeah, I'm personally looking forward to this film because I didn't know that there was such a big rivalry between him and this other guy, but just for the fact that Shia LaBeouf is playing John McEnroe, that's another plus for me, because he just where Shia LaBeouf is in his career at the moment, this is the kind of characters that I think resonates with him.
Cool.
That's me.
So, what do you think about, stories that are based on a true story? I mean, how far can they actually go in terms of like narrative? Because people already know the story.
That's the thing. I don't think a lot of people do, because someone like me, I knew about the outburst, but I just thought that was John McEnroe being John McEnroe. I didn't know much else about that, but now that I know that there's a whole rivalry between
it's real
these
life,
two.
isn't it?
Yeah, and I feel that fleshes out a person.
I'm not sure
of where their motivations come from. Sometimes
I don't think it makes an interesting. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like stories that are based on people's real lives just are missing something. It's you have what you have with whatever they did in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make a story, you're going to want to make things. You want to hype things up.
So
I mean, they have like.
You would go for something that is more.
Maybe based on a real story.
Okay, yeah. So based on a real story. When it comes to biopics, I guess this is technically a biopic, but
that's what puts me off, actually.
Oh, really? What turns me on to it, because this was like one of the first. Again, it's just a personal thing because that's what turned me on to even liking tennis to a degree. So just knowing more about John McEnroe in that era.
It's more a documentary though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I suppose I like documentaries, but if you're going to make it into kind of like a franchise, like a film franchise, or like not a franchise, but it's kind of packaging itself as something else, like a fiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's you kind of have to know what you're getting, and I think, sure, make it a documentary, but don't call it like a fictional kind of film, like a
layer it out to be a story, a fictional story.
Yeah, kind of like all the rest of, like, everyone else has put so much hard work into their scripts and like developing characters and developing everything to do with it,
mm-hmm.
and it's tempting to have like this ready-made drama,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think it always works.
I think I think in some regards it does and it doesn't. I mean, do you ever see Senna? No, Senna was actually a documentary. But did you see Rush?
Oh, I don't think I have.
I loved Rush.
Yeah, so I mean,
Rush was amazing.
Again, you could have taken that because Ron Howard took or whoever the writer was for that film took liberties with what happened in the actual events of that. You can kind of, okay, this part is documentary, this part is more drama.
Yeah.
And so I think this, to me, I mean, because I'm sure they can't know everything about what happened in this, and I think that's and because John McEnroe is such a he's still a name. People, if I said to you John McEnroe, you know exactly who he is, right? To a degree. No? Okay. Well, to me, John McEnroe is still a name, and just from knowing that he's a tennis player and I know what he did, I think even if people don't know who John McEnroe is, this will educate them to understanding who he was as a tennis player in that era and what his character was like, what his temperament was like to win.
It does look interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and from that, I understand your perspective as well on that, as telling an actual story with that has different type of. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not set in stone as to what happened with these two people because they're based on real people. So yeah, I understand that.
I mean, if like it was kind of loosely based on their lives, and we could like ramp up the drama and the bits that need it, and just cut out all the real life boring bullshit, then I think it would probably work quite well. Depending on what the story is, really. I mean, I don't really know much about them. They obviously clashed at some point. And the media probably was very sensational in the way that
the media
happened. It always is.
They like to blow things out of proportion. But yeah, again, that I think for my area of the 38-year-olds around, that put tennis on the map for me in terms of, oh wow, there's drama in this, freaking hell. I was an impressionable kid watching TV, and this happened. So yeah, it was So I've talked about this too long now.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looks okay. Looks okay, standard kind of tennis-y kind of film, I guess. But no, I get where you're coming from, Joe. It's directed by Janus Metz, who's done a lot of short films. Did a Danish film called Armadillo, which was supposed to be like pretty good. LaBeouf doing LaBeouf stuff, I guess, being angry and stuff. I guess that suits him down to a T.
Well, you know who John McEnroe is, don't you?
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I just didn't give a shit about tennis until Veg Tennis.
Wow. Well,
the game.
Wow. I guess
Good
I'm
times.
alone in this camp.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. I wish I could like throw in more. Yeah, but I mean, like, it looks okay.
Okay.
I want to see more of it. The trailer didn't sell me though.
To be honest, if you don't know who John McEnroe is, you won't care.
Yeah.
And so I think, I think this has a limited audience in that sense. Then, because if you, I think more Americans, because Americans will know who John McEnroe is.
I know about the guy that throwed a big hissy fit once and threw his
John McEnroe.
So that's him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he was the first to ever talk back to the umpire and tell him that he's insane, he's crazy, and so that's I mean, there's people that did it after him, but he was the first to kind of step out of line and question things. And I think he's the reason why there's like a replay when the ball is on the line now. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
That's quite interesting though. Like, if you don't really know much about this guy, then I suppose you're like, oh, a tennis film. But then it is interesting, his story. Yeah, but I mean, I guess if you look through my eyes into to why I'm excited about this film, is because of that tantrum. But yeah, again,
well, it's clearly going to be in the movie. I think that's like.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be in the movie.
Clearly going to be in the film.
I'm going to skip that bit.
yeah, that's not important.
Like,
I mean, that'll be like the boiling point, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, on to the next trailer, and for the piece de resistance, we have They've Made a Maze, and this one's kind of wacky, but I like wacky. It kind of reminds me of that John Malkovich film. Being John Malkovich, where is it John Cusack that goes into his head?
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't him. It was.
Oh no, it wasn't him. It was the Coppola dude that changed his name to. Oh my god, what's his name? This is also not relevant at the moment, but I need to remember his name. He was in Con Air. That's the only Face Off.
What? What, the main guy in Con Air and Face Off?
Yeah, so it's John Travolta. Who's
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. I'm sure it was John Cusack, but it could have been Nicolas Cage. But anyway, that's what the film reminds me of. It's such a bizarre concept for a film.
Who directed this?
Bill Watterson. He's an actor. He's been in quite a lot of stuff. Most recently, Ouija, the Ouija board film, which was hilarious. That 70s looking one. But yeah, he's an actor. This is his first film as a director, writer-director, and it looks awesome.
Oh, do you know what this reminds me of? Like, a lot. Like anything by Michel Gondry.
Okay.
He did like Be Kind, Rewind. Like
I've seen that. Yeah.
Things, just like.
So he's a French director.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bjork music videos. What else do you do? Just like anything that I like, really. Science of Sleep. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, it's really good. It's just basically a dream. The whole thing.
Oh, really?
It's very like cardboard boxes and improvisation, lots of animation, and just like mixing the actors with the animation and going to little different worlds. It's really what it reminds me of. I think it's probably heavily influenced by lots of Michel Gondry things. Maybe they're mates, I don't know.
These directors and producers, it's a very small world, so you never know. So now that you've put me onto that, I'll keep a lookout for that director.
It looks really funny, this film.
Yeah, it's so out there, but it's original. Not
to me, but
it's so wacky. A guy builds something in his house and it turns out to be bigger inside.
Oh no, that's fact. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I first was okay, where's this going? Oh wow, it's going there. Wow, this is gone full.
Are these people high?
That's
what I think.
I guess that's what we'll find out.
Yeah.
When we watch the film, but right now it just looks like it's a. Did you ever see that film Colossal?
No.
So Colossal is very much like that as well. I won't, without giving the whole film plot away. Who was Catwoman in the Nolan films?
Oh right, Anne Hathaway. That Colossal.
Yeah. So Anne Hathaway, she's someone that's going through some kind of crisis in her life, and through the course of the film, she figures out there's this big monster that attacks South Korea. And she somehow figures out that monster is connected to her. So anything that she does, that monster does as well.
That's so cool.
So like she's walking about, the monster's walking about, she waves a hand, the monster's waving a hand in that way, but obviously because it's a monster, it's smashing up buildings.
Yeah.
So like, and then she like looks at herself on the TV and she does this and...
Yeah,
That,
and the monster's doing it as well.
Monster's doing it as well. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
That's an indie film as well, which no one friggin' went to watch, which I'm really kind of I'm bemused about, because people always complain about there's no original films, and you get a few original films that come out and no one goes to watch them. So why argue about it? I mean, we've got original film of Baby Driver that's out at the moment, but yeah, and it's doing well, so that's good. But anyway, yeah. So this film reminds me of that film as well. Go watch Colossal.
Yeah, I will.
Or find it wherever you watch it.
The Sides of Sleep.
I will do. Well, now you've recommended that to me, I will do. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. You guys gonna watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've made a maze.
I think I will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of the trailers, and we move forward onto our topics. And okay, I don't know how you guys feel about Willy Wonka, but looks like Ryan Gosling wants to do a prequel. Well, not Warner Brothers wants to do a prequel, but with Ryan Gosling. I'm not sure if that's a particularly great idea.
What, a prequel to what, the recent one that came out like a decade ago with Johnny Depp, or?
I very much doubt it.
So a prequel to the original film then?
Who knows?
What is with like this recycling everything?
Because Hollywood it's harder to market something new than it is something in the public domain, or that was a property at one point, because there's already pre-existing marketing material for it. It's all about marketing, man. And so it's just easier to pick up. Okay, that's something, we can repackage it and turn it into something else.
People have no consciences, or
people are pre-programmed to be told what to do.
it's a shame.
It is. Sometimes you can pull people out of it and trick them.
I'll watch it if it's animated.
It's definitely not going to be animated.
I'll watch it if it's animated. Claire directs it, and like Ryan Gosling like sings and dances and does what he does best, I guess. So yeah, it's a win on those terms. Considering this isn't like an actual thing, it's just something. Hey, we're thinking about doing this. Those are terms and conditions where I would buy it. I think those are pretty good terms and conditions. How are you going to shoot this?
On my iPhone.
Okay.
Like upside down.
Nice. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
You got the scoop here, guys. There we go.
So Claire, do you even what's your did you like any of the Willy Wonka films? Did you even is that part of your childhood?
Well, the original one with
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, with Gene Wilder. Yeah. Obviously, that was the best.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to agree with you, but a lot of people have not seen that film.
Oh, really? That's classic.
I'm gonna be like the dark horse here. I hated that film.
The Gene Wilder film.
Yeah, as a kid, I just didn't like it.
Didn't freak you out?
And no, it didn't freak me out. I just thought it was fucking boring. Everyone in this podcast is tuned out and hates me. And I kind of dug the creepy Johnny Depp one. I'm sorry.
No, I hate that.
I'm sorry. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like very different. It was definitely. It was probably the last Tim Burton film that I liked.
Wow.
What about Frankenweenie?
I never saw that. Is it good?
Yes.
I've seen like the original, the short.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Cool.
When I saw him do a lot live action one, I was like, really?
No, it's animated.
Yeah, I know it's animated, but like I was just like, wow, it was a cool thing back then. Why not as well? But at this point, I'd given up on Tim Burton. So like, I didn't see Tim Burton's X-Men either. So you know.
Oh.
That
I didn't
what was it?
X-Men.
Mrs. something.
That's a good
School
film.
of like the gifted children.
That's a good film.
Stuff.
Mrs. Peregrine.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's a good film.
I wanted to see that. It looked quite good.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't think the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka would be any good.
Well, I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't. So, and I'm not gonna take that away from them. You know what I mean? But growing up, like the Gene Wilder one never really spoke out to me as a child, really. It was like one of those ones where I just... do you ever find that, like, growing up, some people are like, oh, this is amazing, and then you may not have missed it, but I don't jump on the bandwagon if I didn't like it back then. Just I didn't like it now. Like, don't get me wrong, he sung a good tune.
I saw the stage production as well of Willy Wonka not that long ago. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's the real name.
Yeah.
That was very good. It actually showed me what the story was about, and it was very emotional. I got quite emotional. It was like, just follow your dreams. That was the message I got from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finally get it. It's not just about a crazy guy in a sweet factory.
It's about a guy that has enough money to do what the hell he wants.
Couldn't they just make the glass? Couldn't they just make the glass elevator one? I mean, like, no one's done that.
What's the glass elevator one?
Wasn't that the sequel? They get in the glass elevator, and then there was a sequel.
Book?
Yeah, the book.
Okay.
Like, why are we doing Why are we doing prequels when they can just do a sequel? I don't know. But then I guess Johnny Depp is in movie jail at the moment, kind of thing, a little bit. Unless he's like doing pirates movies and.
I don't think he's in movie jail.
You don't think he's in movie jail?
He's just doing what the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Because he's got every right to do that.
He's really broke though now.
Really?
Yeah. He's filed for bankruptcy and stuff.
I saw him on a perfume advert.
Oh yeah, of course. And why is he doing the perfume advert? He needs money. No, there was a big thing that came out recently where he spends too much money, and his management has tried to warn him and stuff, and he's suing his now. Everything. Like everything. Do you want a boat? Speak to Johnny Depp. He'll buy you a boat. I don't know, but like apparently he's that kind of person. He just overspends on drinking and having a good time and
funding low budget production.
Yeah, just like go nuts, man. But like his agents actually suing him at the moment. No, his account. There's some bullshit going on, but dude's broke.
I know his wife was that whole debacle with his ex-wife didn't help.
No, it didn't, because I think that kind of caused a lot of it, you know. But I don't know, man. Johnny Depp needs work. You know what I mean? I know he's kind of bankable, so like let's do a sequel to that. That's not that far away.
Kevin
but
Smith
the kid's grown up now. That was like a decade ago, so the kid's like.
Kevin Smith seems to have a different story on that, but I don't know. I don't know either of these people, so.
I don't know either of those people either. I'm just saying, look, like I like that one. That's the most recent one. We're gonna go that way. But if we're not, then fine. Ryan Gosling, do your thing, man. I guess. Yeah. You get another interpretation, like another reboot.
Nice.
Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't.
I'm just gonna skip that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys love Gene Wilder. That's cool. And Gene Wilder rocked it for, when did that movie come out? 70s or 60s?
68.
Oh, 68. So that movie rocked on. And it had mileage. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We can check with the power of the internet.
68.
So, you know, that film had a lot of mileage. The Johnny Depp one was hit or miss with some people. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's time for a new Willy Wonka.
I think it's time to just close that box.
Yeah, you think it's time to close the box? Yeah, I think so too.
You're talking about Hollywood here. The box is never closed. It's never closed. 1971.
71.
Oh, okay,
cool.
so
wow, it's old.
It's quite old. It's not old.
That is pretty old, man. It's definitely older than me. So anything older than me is ancient.
Wow.
So yeah. Okay, so on to the next film, and how do you feel about Star Wars?
Yeah, like alright. Like,
that's the most middle of the road answer I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, obviously it's just.
I don't hate it and I don't like it.
Like the original ones, the ones that came out in the 70s. The ones that inspired like people to wave
to do
like
stuff.
Breadsticks around and go like that's awesome. Okay. And they have a really strong message as well.
Yeah.
Because they're just a great example of like a protagonist just going on a massive life journey and finding out things about themselves, and that's what actually people like.
The journey, the characters, the world.
Luke. went on, and everyone else around him, but especially him. It was about him. Even though other people may be more interesting, but you were just with him on this journey with the Force and everything. Obviously, they got a little bit lost around the way, the early 2000s. Like, let's just breeze over that. And the most recent one that I saw, what's it called? The Force Awakens. Yeah, I really liked that. I enjoyed it. I thought, this is really cool, and I'm excited again. I haven't seen the most recent one.
Rogue One.
I haven't seen Rogue One.
Right.
I will be seeing it very soon. Apparently, it's not to get my hopes up about. So I've heard that it's not as good as The Force Awakens.
What's this one? Rogue One?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess the reason why I ask is just to gauge where you are in
my
that world.
history of Star Wars.
If you've watched it, if you haven't watched it, purely because episode 8 comes out later this year, and the episode after that, or episode 9 we'll call it, the director that's directing that, his name's Colin Trevorrow, and he just made a film called The Book of Henry, which got panned in the it got reviewed really badly, and I think it listening to him talking on Empire's podcast, it kind of hit him in the wrong place, because he, from what I've seen from the reviews of that film, is that it's so vastly different from what you think it is. One, it's an original film. It's and it goes into a tangent, and I think that's what films need, to be honest. Something linear, something that you go to cinema for and to be excited about. Oh, I didn't expect that. I think that's what films should be. But people didn't seem to want that. They wanted something linear. So, he directed that film. It got universally panned, and now he's having wobbly feet about directing a big Star Wars epic, purely because of how. I'm second guessing what the guy's thinking, but
have you seen this film that he
no, it wasn't out anywhere long enough for me to do that. I saw the trailer to it. It looks fascinating. But I'll catch it later on when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or streaming, whenever. But I really do want to. From what I've heard about it, it's down my alley. It's right up my alley. So I want to catch that as when I can. Did you? Excuse me.
Mad Max.
Yeah. Did you ever see what's the first one Colin Trevorrow did? It's that time travel film. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, the point is that I think he's feeling a bit self-conscious about directing a big Star Wars epic. Let's say Lucasfilm came to you. Oh, we saw your work.
I couldn't imagine that.
No.
Hey, I think out of all of us, she's got the biggest chance because they're after female directors.
Yeah.
Well, woohoo.
Well, yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy.
My question to you is that that's how Colin Trevorrow got picked up. He made his small budget time travel film, and then
safety
not guaranteed. Yeah, that's unique.
I have seen that.
Yeah, that
was interesting.
Yeah, it plays with time travel in the way that Back to the Future kind of does. So he made that film, and then Spielberg saw it. Okay, this guy's making Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, so he went off to make that. It's the fourth highest grossing film of all time, and so now he's making Episode 9. But he wanted to direct a film before that, which was The Book of Henry, which was his film, and that's kind of been universally punched in the face, and that will shake any director's composure, I guess.
Yeah.
So my question to you: if Lucasfilm came to you and said, "Hey, Claire, we've seen your work. Miss Winters, we've seen your work. We think you're right for a Star Wars film. I think you'd be a good candidate for directing one of the episodic Star Wars films." What would you say?
I would be like, "You sure?" you got the name right. And then if it was serious, I would think, yes, obviously this is very daunting, and will I do it justice? I'd like to work with a writer and the right people that have the right kind of vision for this. I reckon if they bring someone on to direct Star Wars, I'm not sure how much control they give them.
Yeah, that's a question for the ages, I guess. Because I guess they're. I don't know what stipulations George Lucas had when he sold the company to Disney, but I think they're clearly on a path of reinvigorating, or which they have done. They've reinvigorated the franchise again, and they're obviously on a path. And so, if I guess you either fall in line with what their path is, or not. So.
I mean, you probably have a lot of people helping you and like telling you what to do, but yeah, when it came to those big decisions, yeah, obviously I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck it up, but I'd love to just talk to them, and it'd be like a massive learning experience. Yeah, I just can't even imagine it just yet.
well, I guess the reason I ask you is because you would have the closest feeling to what Colin Trevorrow felt when he got picked up to make a Jurassic Park film. It's like, whoa, that's a kind of a big film, and so you want me to make this film? Okay, fair enough. I guess you would just go with it.
Yeah, it would be like a massive confidence boost.
Yeah.
So I suppose you would just take it on board and just be like, okay, so someone values what I do and how I think about things, and go with that and just trust your gut instinct and keep doing what you were doing before, but scaled up massively. That's how I would approach it, and not kind of like lose myself in everyone telling me what to do and pulling me this way and that. I'd try and keep some integrity. Obviously listen to people, but don't take on anything that doesn't, like, just use some filters basically. Don't take everything on board and get overwhelmed, and then just try your best, really. And then try some more.
I don't hold that thought. Wow, that's really loud.
In your earphones.
Yeah. So it means it's going to be loud on the recording as well. I have to freaking cut it out. Okay. Well, yeah, that was a good answer actually. That's very candid of you. Sach, if Lucasfilm came to you, I was going, Sach, you can tell a story from beginning to end. We like the way the flow your story goes. You're directing a Star Wars episodic film.
I'd say fuck no.
Why?
Because I am that big Star Wars fan, and with the episodes, that's too much of a responsibility to fuck up, man. And it's like, as a fan, I just wouldn't want to be the guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's literally it. Give me a Rogue One spin-off thing, and I'll show you some unbelievable shit that you wouldn't have even comprehend. That'd be fucking awesome, okay? Because as a Star Wars fan, that interests me more in terms of doing something original with the IP within the universe. You know what I mean? With characters, or even my own made-up Star Wars characters or whatnot. You know what I mean? You could do... It's an unlimited treasure trove of a universe that you can play with, and you can deal with different time periods or whatever. You know, you can make a Darth Maul film. You could make a Gonk Droid film. You could have a Jabba film. Jabba in his crib, just sitting there, eating stuff. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? It'd be like The Godfather, but in space. He'd just be there, he'd be eating and munching, and then some guy comes in and he'd be like, hey man, look, I owe you money, yeah? Like, I'm sorry. And then he just feeds him to the Rancor, man. That's I'd watch that.
What's
you know what
Jabba's
I mean?
like core though? Why is he so evil? Why is he going to feed people?
Well, he does have a son. Maybe his son's like really mischievous. Yeah, he's got a son. Watch the Clone Wars. Does. Maybe his son's overspending on money and stuff. I don't know, but like, you know, just I'm spitballing here. Or you know what? Honestly, make a Boba Fett bounty hunter film. I'd do one of those. You know, make it like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Like, you know, a Western in space or something. You could do so much with like those spin-offs. But if you came to me and said I was the director of Episode 9, I'd be like, I don't know about this, man. You know what I mean? I really don't know, because it's just not a thing there, because I'd rather not be the guy that is responsible if it's shit.
So
if it's great, totally, I'd lap up all the glory, but you know, it's that risk, isn't it? It's that risk, and I'm not prepared to take the risk on an established thing where this is Star Wars and this is the next chapter in the Skywalker saga. But if it's a spin-off, no one gives a shit about spin-offs. They only care about spin-offs if they're good. You know, which kind of gives you a fresh slate to make it your own, or you know what I mean. Whatever, it's a better play, you know, it's a better wheel kind of thing. Unless I had a vision of how episode 9 should be, you know what I mean? I don't, because like, all right, realistically, if we went back to pre-7, not knowing who Rey or Finn or Poe or any of those guys are, for me, Star Wars growing up was Lucan and Leia. You know what I mean? Now, they're doing something very unique and very different over at Lucasfilm, and I love what they've done with like episode 7 and these new characters and stuff. But one thing we've got to understand is it's their journey. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, I'm not in love with those characters as much as Han, Luke, and Leia.
But like, imagine you're a kid now.
Yeah. But they're the guys. But they're the guys that should be doing episode 9. You know, the kids now. You know, like that. I'd give it to a young filmmaker.
Or the two young filmmakers just got booted off a Star Wars film.
Well, that's more about. That's a different kind of thing.
Not really.
Well, no,
because it's a legacy character.
Yeah,
look, I'm getting into it because
all right. You want to talk that game? Okay, so that's a case of that was a case of.
For 1 second.
Yeah.
Just tell us what this is about, though, because I'm not sure that I understand.
So the director of episode 9, Colin Trevorrow, he's getting
cold feet.
He's kind of shaky about directing the film.
Right. Yeah.
And with good, I mean, he doesn't want to screw it up.
Well, yeah, it's a big thing, and that's why I would say no.
What was this thing about people getting booted off?
Oh, the Han Solo film. There's a Han Solo spin-off coming.
Oh, okay.
And the two directors got fired recently.
Right.
They're the guys that did 21 Jump Street and
I like that.
the Lego Movie.
Oh.
So they're more comedy kind of people, kind of thing. So you've got to understand, like, no Star Wars fan wants to see Han Solo whipping jokes. Han Solo's sarcastic funny.
Yeah.
He's not funny haha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a certain, obviously, like, you know what I mean? I've looked into that and stuff. They weren't the right guys. They didn't get the characters. They didn't get the character. And they definitely didn't get what they were, which is why I'm afraid of that film, because that's something that should have been nipped in the bud before they even started filming. You know what I mean? Before they even announced that these were the guys. So, maybe they just really wanted a gig, and maybe, they just like, yeah, Kathleen, she's not going to be on set anyway, we'll just do whatever. I don't fucking know. But, do you know what I mean? I can't really talk for that. But in terms of, like, Finn, Rey and Poe, I mean, like, get a young filmmaker that's, like, totally into their fucking story, I'm game. You know what I mean? Because they're passionate about those characters, which are what Lucasfilm are trying to do there. If you know what I mean? You give it someone like me, I'm gonna give Mark Hamill like the starring role, which isn't what the story is. Does that make sense?
Sure, but
I'm coming from a different point of view. You know what I mean? Because I have a different perception.
I know what perception you're coming from.
Yeah,
but let's.
I'd much rather sit down and watch the film and go, oh, so that's it. I get it now. You know what I mean? Because when you look at The Force Awakens, okay, yeah, it was like a little bit of a rehash of A New Hope, etc. But one thing they did, they established all the characters, but they didn't give you anything about them. Do you know what I mean? Other than their
I knew enough about them.
Other than their core archetypes, because they're saving the main basis of the story for the later installments. Do you know what I mean?
That's what episode 4 was like there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But my point is, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be the guy. I wouldn't want to be the guy. I'd much rather have someone else tell me that story with these guys. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy.
So okay, this is my last point in this. But let's say George Lucas still owned the company, and he went his way with it. Do you think that would? I mean, because it's his story.
Yeah.
Who's to say he's right or who's wrong?
Well, there's nothing to say whether he's right or wrong. He can do anything he likes with it. He's Mr. Star Wars.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like, I'll watch it, and if I think it's shit, then I'll be like, well, it's shit. But you know, I still got 4, 5, and 6. But then he went and did. It's like the prequels. Like, they were shit, or I think they were shit. But that's because they weren't what I thought they would be, and
yeah, but that's the whole thing with us.
But
I
But like you're saying, if George did it, fine, I'd watch it definitely. But like,
my whole point on this is that everyone has an opinion,
of course,
on what Star Wars should be like, and I think,
yeah,
in my humble opinion, George Lucas said, yeah, I can't do this anymore. And
I was George. I just would have done that after episode 2, and then everyone would have been. I would have been like, yes, George. I would have been pissed as well, but at the same time, I would have respected him a lot. It'd just been like, fine, fuck you guys. You ain't gonna get the bridging gap.
But yeah, I don't.
But I give him props though for carrying on.
Yeah, but again, it's like anything. If you create a story, you want to do things with that story that the way you think it should go, because it's your story. You have ownership on it, and so, hey man, whether you like this or not, this is a fucking story.
But that's
I'm
why.
gonna force feed it to you.
But that's why the spin-offs intrigue me more than, you know what I mean. If I was given a choice. Yeah, if I wasn't given a choice, and like, this is really funny. A friend of mine was like, "That's bullshit. You wouldn't do that." You'd say, "Yeah, because you're that big a Star Wars fan." No, I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know where to begin. I'd have to see episode 8 to be able to go, okay, well, this is what I think it should be. But at this point, with just episode 7, you know what I mean? I don't know what it should be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, because episode 8 is like a free for all.
It's new territory.
Yeah, it's new territory. So 9 would have to be the conclusion. So, you know, without me knowing what 8 is, it's a bit hard to gauge. But at this point, in this conjuncture, if like they came up to me, let's say this imaginary conversation happened, I'd be like, no, because I need to know what that is before I say yes. And then they're going to tell me what that is, because they want to keep like the secrets lock and key, you know. But no, honestly, I'd do a spin-off. No, I'd see it as no baggage. You know what I mean? Do what I want, have a party, cool. You know what I mean? Claire can be in the movie.
Yay!
Cho can be in the movie.
Awesome.
Everyone I know can be in the movie. Jessen will be a leading role.
Cool.
I'll punish him.
All right. Well,
sorry, Jessen. I know you're listening, but you'd be.
He doesn't listen to this podcast.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Why?
He likes listening to his friends. He pips our podcast more than anyone you know.
I don't think so.
He does?
Okay, what people don't realise, I can see what people do on Twitter. When I send something, I can see if it's been retweeted.
Okay.
He doesn't retweet it.
He does retweet.
Every now and again he does.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. anyway, that's a
Anyway.
Right, next.
Yeah, next. Yeah, that's my opinion. She should give me Indiana Jones. I got a lot to say on that.
No.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so interview with Edgar Wright the other day with on the release of Baby Driver. He has interest to do a second Baby Driver, and so does Sony.
Well, Sony need franchises.
Sure, but that's the dangerous thing about Sony. It's Sony.
Yeah.
Sony have a very bad track record of making films. And Baby Driver seems to, because it was a film done out of passion, I'm not sure if Edgar Wright's, if he's got another story that he can tell and that he wants to tell, then yeah, sure. I still have not seen Baby Driver yet. I know a lot about it, but I haven't seen it.
It's always worrying when there's a 2 next to the title.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe not.
well, in that way, you know, it's the second part of a film film franchise. But that's putting two at the end of things is a very Hollywood thing to do. But in regards to, you should take it with a pinch of salt, because sometimes a director like Edgar Wright will be doing that just to send up the fact that it's Hollywood. It's so Hollywood to do that. So if you know anything about Edgar Wright, he's kind of like that. Did you ever watch Spaced?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you through all of that, those two series, you see Hollywood through all of that. Even with the do you know when they just had the hands as guns? Yeah. All of that. That's all that. Hollywood, man. Because that's what we as kids. That's what we kind of used to do. And that's it.
No, you can't see me, but like, we're pulling out a massive shotgun.
Claire's doing some acting for us, improv acting with guns, Edgar Wright style, slow mo with blood coming out. Yeah. If he has a film in him that he can do, then I would say do it. But knowing if Sony owned the rights to that film, then what would you do at that point? Would you let Sony go off and just find a different director? I did my Baby Driver. You can go and ruin it now. I mean, because that's his film.
Yeah.
Would you want someone? Would you rather ruin the film yourself or let someone else do it?
It depends.
It's hard.
It's a hard one, but it depends. It depends on what it is. I mean, like, I've actually thought about this. The way I see it is, the people that are cool will know. Does that make sense? Yeah. I kind of figure that, if let's say I made a film, but I didn't necessarily see where there could be a sequel, I'm not gonna stop them, because they would have owned it already, from doing a sequel. But I will say this. I will say that I did my one, and do you know what I mean? That's the story.
What's the deal? Did he sell it to them? Or?
I don't know what I mean.
Well,
I don't know if it was funded by Sony or if they're just distributing it.
I think they probably distributed it. So they're interested because it's made some.
Yes, it's made a lot of money.
It's made some money.
And they're pushing for another.
They're pushing for another one.
Why don't they just make a whole new story?
I've seen Baby Driver. I've seen Baby Driver, and I loved it. I think. Could there be a sequel? There could be a sequel, but I did think it was quite a contained movie, if that makes sense. I can see where they could go with it if there was to be a sequel, but I'd only want to see it if Edgar Wright is behind that wheel and he's doing it, and he's not, as long as he's not being forced to do it. As long as he wants to do it, then yeah, sure, cool.
Yeah, well,
but I'd much rather see, out of all of this stuff that needs a sequel really badly, I want to see a Hot Fuzz 2.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, I want to see a Hot Fuzz 2.
That's not going to happen.
Because just the whole concept of two bobbies on the beat in an action movie, just. Yeah,
it
makes
good.
me smile.
I really like that film.
I love Hot Fuzz.
Great.
But it's a contained film, as you said. It's just as I think Baby Driver is.
They're cops. You could do loads with them.
Yeah, but the point is that
like
that
Lethal
film,
Weapon.
That film
You'd be like the Lethal Weapon of England.
But that's Shaun of the Dead. You had that, and then you get Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
And it's like two different things, but it's the same guys. You know, it's the same kind of franchise.
Yeah.
So maybe if you did something similar, like.
Yeah. Well, this is.
Yeah.
This is what I mean, because. Okay, so because say Sony may not own the rights to it, well, they could just shoot it. Well, if you don't want it, we'll get someone else to do it, and that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to play with.
Sucks, yeah.
Yes, because let's say that that's the only story you had to tell, but this corporation wants you to do more. If you don't do more, then they'll get someone else to do it for you, and that's a dilemma.
So he is kind of being pushed into it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know that yet, but
this thing happens all the time in Hollywood, man. It happens all the time. It's not that big a deal. It's only a big deal if someone fucks up. That's literally it. This happens all the time. It's not new news. I mean, it's new news that they're contemplating a Baby Driver 2. Edgar Wright's a very unique director who has his own aesthetic. good luck to Sony if they want to do more of these films. It's just a case of, is there a story to tell? If they don't, it's going to be shit. If they do, then cool. If they get someone else and it makes a good thing, then it does. There are loads of films that have had sequels not done by the original team that have gone off to be successful. Aliens by James Cameron, example. Just trying to think of other examples. I can't off the top of my head, but like there are loads of others. You know what I mean? Like it's not a complete car crash.
Was Terminator like a different?
Both James Cameron.
Okay.
The first two, anyway.
The first two. No, that's a bad example.
I mean, the second one was the best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Predator. Predator was different directors every time.
But people argue with you. I mean, I like Predator 2.
I like all of them. I like all of them. I mean, like, but then again, like you said, that's a different. You know, that's a different situation. That's a different situation. I mean, like, this is Hollywood. This is what happens day in, day out. It was even worse in the 80s. You know what I mean?
To a degree.
It was even worse. Look at Die Hard. Die Hard's an example. I like Die Hard, okay? I didn't like the last Die Hard, but they've all not been the same directors. And, you know, the first four were pretty decent. You know? So, I know McTimmerman did 2, did 1 and 3, which are the best 2. But, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, it's either the audience who love the movie come again and relights the magic for him, regardless whether it's Edgar Wright or not. You know what I mean? I'm not against the idea of a second one, but at the same time, I did feel that, me personally, I did feel it was quite contained. If the trailer came out tomorrow and it was the same cast, I'd watch it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever happens with this film, I just hope that Edgar Wright isn't muscled out of making anything in the. I don't. He's smart enough not to have made that decision. But I hope it goes the right way. If there is a sequel. But good luck to him. Okay, the next story is Creed 2. So Sylvester Stallone was interviewed not too long ago, and he reckons that the story that they're aiming towards is a Ivan Drago kind of story. For the second Creed film, or what Rocky would this be if it was Rocky numbers?
This would be number 8.
Okay, so Rocky 8.
This would be Rocky 8, but it's Creed 2.
Yeah.
It's Creed 2.
Rocky 8, keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
Oh god.
So, did you ever see Creed?
I don't think I did. No.
I would recommend it to you.
Yeah.
It's very much it's everything that it has heart. It's a genuinely good film.
Yeah.
I would recommend you watching it.
First, are you into Rocky?
Yeah. Kind of. Like
Okay.
Rocky's alright.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one's really a product of its time now.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a 70s film, but it's a good 70s film. I think, but that story has a lot of heart in it. It's about the underdog. Creed is about the underdog as well. He's in quite bad circumstances, but he, through his struggle, he finds Rocky. You got to train me, and he manages to get him to train him. This is going Hollywood now.
Of course.
If they're going,
but you know what though, this is great news because this is what everyone wanted. This is what everyone wanted. You know what? I remember watching an episode of Movie Talk. No, the first person that said this was Leo. Leo was like, you know what they got to do for Creed 2? It's like, what? He goes, they need to get Ivan Drago back. You should fight the guy that killed his dad. I was like, I like it, but maybe they should save it for a later one. I think that should be like the third one, maybe.
I feel
but
like there are many spoilers in what you just said.
Oh, sorry,
so.
I do apologise. It's called Creed. It's called Creed.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well,
I probably won't watch it.
Anyway, so
Okay.
Okay,
I guess it is a spoiler for Claire, but like you had a year.
And everyone.
So we haven't really spoiled anything for you.
Okay.
The drama about Creed is about this kid trying to figure out what his father was this great icon, and the guy he fought against was a great icon, and he's trying to come up from this. He's trying to make a name for himself, essentially. But it's about the journey he goes through. That's the exciting thing about it. It's what he goes through. I think that's the thing that you'll find interesting about it. Maybe not the fighting, maybe not or the flashy elements to it, but it has real. Yeah, you're a guy.
Yeah, come on. Real.
But yeah, I think you really like it. But yeah. I can't remember the point I was trying to make with this now. Going the Ivan Drago route, and come on, that film, that fourth Rocky film was Hollywood-orama, man. It's corny, but it's good corny.
Yeah.
It's
80s action at its best, man.
Yeah. And I guess if you're gonna go anyway with Creed, I guess that's the way to go.
I don't think it'll be the same feeling though. I think it'll be very much.
Oh, it'd be so awesome if it was there. The fighting montages.
I don't think they're ever going to go back to that style. I think the thing is with the Rocky films and these Creed movies is since Balboa, they've brought the tone back to what the original film was.
Yeah.
And because you can't replicate those later Rocky films.
Yeah.
You can't replicate that 80s film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can, but it won't. It just
it'll
won't
come off cheesy.
You know what I mean? Like I think Balboa, when they brought out Rocky Balboa back like a decade ago for one last bout at the title fight. You know what I mean? That was a great film.
Yeah, that
was a great film. That was the Rocky 5.
That
everyone wanted
to see,
and it was a good we all thought it was the end. We thought he'd never come back. This was it. You got Rocky 1. You could watch Rocky 1 and Rocky Balboa together, fuck the other ones if you really wanted to, and be like, okay, that's a really good complementary piece. And then Creed comes out and is actually decent. I mean, like, Sylvester Stallone almost won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah, I know.
It's what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and to be quite honest, he did deserve it.
He did deserve it, yeah.
He did deserve it. It was like shit. And like, I was going to mention, spoiler, but Claire hasn't seen it. But it'll be interesting to see where Rocky is at.
Yeah.
You know, where Balboa is at this point, due to stuff that happened in the previous film. You know, I'm more interested in his performance dealing with that. So
it sounds like I should watch it.
Yeah,
actually.
But
you should definitely.
Yeah, she's like, but like, the Ivan Drago thing. Yeah, sure, bring it. I mean, like, Dolph Lundgren's not really doing much, so yeah. Well, maybe he's doing a couple of things. Didn't he do like?
He's in an Imagine Dragons music video.
Oh, there we go.
So yeah, he's
in stuff, but
he's in stuff.
But like, this will get him back on the big screen. So,
yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's all you can say about that. Okay,
I want him to show up in Marvel's The Punisher because he was a Punisher. I want him to just make a cameo.
Oh man. Okay, well, on from that to 20th Century Fox studio. So 20th Century Fox have got 6 mystery movies on their slate for next year.
For next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2019.
Okay, so the next 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So what do you think these films are?
Well, 6 mystery movies.
This is more a question for him.
I don't know. Another X-Men?
Yeah, it's one.
Okay, that's definitely one. A X-Force?
Okay, yeah, 2.
Okay, a Fantastic Four.
I guess they have to pull that out of the waters at some point.
Well, they're trying to renew the license because they don't want to give that back to Marvel. They're probably going to do another Fantastic Four reboot.
Okay, so
there was a rumour that it was going to be like Children Now.
I hope they do another Deadpool.
And I was like, that's coming. That's coming already. But I'm assuming that's not part of the mystery bag. Okay,
right.
It's stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
So it'll be an untitled X-Men film after Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse.
That's being filmed right now.
Yeah. So there'll be what are we on now? 8, 7, 8. Anyway, another X-Men.
Something like that. Yeah.
A sequel to X-Force, even though the damn thing hasn't even come out yet.
That's free.
Yeah, a Fantastic Four one.
Yeah, that's free.
Okay. I don't know what else do they own of Marvel. Okay, well, so they got Fantastic Four, a Silver Surfer standalone movie. Okay, fuck it, Silver Surfer. Okay, they'll probably do him as a standalone, and 2 more. I don't fucking know. Wolverine alive again, and it's Hugh Jackman.
You just made a big spoiler there, man.
I fucking know. And I don't know.
Apologies for that spoiler.
Storm. A Storm movie. Starring Halle Berry. I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, I guess that's
the least likely one, but I just whooped it out the bag anyway.
Do you know what? It would be funny if that actually happens.
Yeah.
That could be actually pretty good if Halle Berry actually gets to act. In that.
Yeah, she'll be at the start and she'll be like, I remember a time when I was young, and then they get that the girl that's Storm now.
Well, spinning this question on its head to Claire, do you think what do you think of superhero movies or the genre in general? Is it oversaturated? Is it I mean, because I'm not sure if you saw Logan, but Logan turned things on its head. It's not really a comic book film. It's a drama that happens to have Wolverine in it, and so it's. But I think that's just due to the director wanted to change the game a little bit and just make something different that isn't a superhero film. But I think that's the next progression of where these films need to go. So sorry, I just completely tried to answer the question for you. Where do you think? Do you think it's oversaturated?
Well, actually, firstly, I think it is a quite positive message that all these superhero films tend to have. It's like you can do something if you believe in yourself, and you can change the world around you by doing that. But like, yeah, it is oversaturated. Like at the moment, I think it's just a bit ridiculous. But I do enjoy them to a certain extent. I mean, I watched Batman vs Superman. And I was like,
oh wow, you just mentioned the Achilles heel of this whole thing.
Well, yeah, that was a special kind of shit. That was pretty. Woo! I just got up and kind of just didn't watch it anymore and did some exercise.
So you passed out?
I was like, what is even going on? Like, this is stupid. Yeah. So I do enjoy it. Other ones, like I like the Marvel kind of universe.
It knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like X-Men in particular. That's really inspirational. It's like a school for like people who are different. That premise is instantly.
But that whole premise for X-Men comes from real timely events like the civil rights movement,
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. So the whole civil rights movement. You'll be better to talk about this than me.
Oh, you're talking about
Martin Luther King. Who Professor Xavier was supposed to be, and who Magneto's Malcolm X.
Yeah, Magneto's Malcolm X. Professor Xavier's Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the whole idea behind X-Men. It was kind of like, let's use that, but like make it like,
that's really cool.
People with like.
I didn't know that.
Because what is X-Men? It's about a group of people that are segregated because of who they are, etc. And that's it's like a bigger message now, because like when Bryan Singer did it, what I loved about what he did with, because Bryan Singer's a gay guy, he turned like that bit when in X2 when Iceman comes out to his parents, it was literally like him coming out as a mutant, whereas as a gay person they'd be like, wow, that's like that time when I came out to my parents. You know what I mean?
Like it's very considered.
So it's that's
very relevant.
That's always been the appeal about the X-Men, like being an outsider or being like a certain group of people and stuff. And I think that's why people read the book in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, if you thought about it more deeply, it's like the whole reason why I like Peter Parker, okay, like why I've always liked Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always been my favourite character. But when I read Spider-Man...
Hold up. Sorry, carry on with that.
Okay, so like Spider-Man's my favourite character. Okay, like Superman was always there, but like I really like Superman.
I don't like Superman.
You can't really.
I like
relate
Richard Donner's
Superman. But any Superman, like even Richard Donner, you can't relate to him as a person.
Well, no one can relate.
But I mean, but hear me out. Like Bruce Wayne's rich. Okay, so I just failed to get why. Okay, your parents died. Now you're bad. But
they keep doing
rich.
that as well. Like parents dying every time.
But like, do you know what I mean? But like, growing up, reading Spider-Man. Okay, like I remember like buying it because it was Spider-Man, but then what happened was Calamity, the comic book store that I would buy comics, Marvel started doing these big black and white volumes of all the old stuff from back in the day. So they had the first 20 issues of Spider-Man, like original Spider-Man, and they kept bringing them out in volumes. So I started reading from the age of 15, like Peter Parker in high school, and I was like, what? He was in high school? You know what I mean? Because back then, modern Spider-Man was like in his 20s or like late 20s or something. So I was like, he was a kid? What the fuck? So I started reading all these like old comic books like that Stan Lee and Steve Ditko like did back in like 58 through to the 1970s and stuff. And like I got really into it. And it's a soap opera. It's literally Dawson's Creek. But was you know, it's like Dawson's Creek, the Breakfast Club, you know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. But like he's Spider-Man, you know what I mean? He has the tension, but then Dr. Octopus is robbing a bank, and Aunt May's in trouble, and he's in fucking detention, and he can't leave. You know what I mean? And that's the Peter Parker that I grew up reading that hasn't been put on screen until Homecoming. You know what I mean? And I fucking saw that like Wednesday. Fucking loved it. It's not the best Spider-Man film in terms of the action.
It is for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, some people didn't like the action, but for me it's the best Peter Parker film because that kid nailed it. You know what I mean? And not only nailed it, just like the other kids as well, because you know, you actually saw his friends, if that makes sense, outside of just the love interest or Harry. You had his friends. You know, you go to high school, you've got friends that you hang out with and stuff, and it had the teenage drama, and it really worked. And then Michael Keaton was badass. They took the shittest villain. And I said this on the podcast, like the whole time, like with the trailers and stuff. They took the shittest villain in the whole of the comic books and made him probably the most menacing one just on who they cast. And there's a bit where he just turns around to fucking Peter Parker, and it's like a normal scene, like they both know who each other are. He turns around, he goes, let me lay this down, kid, you're just a kid, okay? Alright, I've got no beef with you, I just need you to turn the other way because I'm providing for my family.
Okay, don't say anything more about Homecoming.
But then he just turns around and just says, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, and I just...
It's in the trailer.
I know. I'm just. I know you're.
But that whole thing made it for me. Like literally, it was just kind of like. It's the best Spider-Man film. I've totally reviewed Homecoming now, but like it's an example of I think Marvel get it because they kind of like. You've got like Ant-Man, that's a heist movie really. It's not really a superhero movie. You've got a group of cons.
I like Ant-Man.
And he's a con man, you know, he's a con man, he's a thief. You know what I mean? Like, and then you've got Captain America, Winter Soldier, which is an espionage film. You know what I mean? It's not really a superhero movie because he doesn't save cats and stuff like Superman did. I mean, Spider-Man's the closest to a superhero movie, but it's a teenage melodrama kind of, you know, it's a soap opera almost, but it...
Well, okay, sorry to interrupt you. When did Superman ever save a cat?
He did.
Oh, he did.
Richard Donner.
Yeah.
Richard Donner Superman. He saves the cat, he gets the cat from the tree, he gives it to the old lady. There we go, save the cat.
I swear he saves a cat all the time.
No, it's just the one time. I threw it as a reference, Joe. Don't look into it.
It's just because I couldn't remember it.
He did. He saves the cat. It's just one quick scene. Alright,
Sure. No, you're probably right. It's just that
Yeah. They literally go through. They just go through everything that Superman could do in that movie in a montage. Okay.
Yeah.
Richard Donner Superman. He like stops the criminal on the skyscraper. He just stands there. He saves the cat, and then the kid's like,
He gets a slap.
Yeah. That's there we go. Now you got it. The kid's
that.
like, he gives it to the kid, and the kid's like, Mummy, Superman saved the cat from there. And she's like, what have I told you? Don't tell lies. Smack. It's just.
But sorry, you were on a flow though, but you just went, what's cat?
You were like a cat? What?
Sorry, that was the bring that just went, cat?
Yeah.
I don't remember cat.
Yeah.
I guess that was quite a detailed analysis.
Yeah, I think I went off topic a few times as well.
I mean, the question was about.
Maybe.
I had to adapt the question because I'm not expecting Claire to know what's on Fox's schedule.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Fox.
Yeah, but that's I turned the question in its head and what you thought about superhero movies.
Oh, okay, right.
So, but so anyway, in segueing bluntly into Superman topic, Jordan Voight Roberts, who is the director of Kong Skull Island and the director of the Metal Gear Solid film, wants to direct a Superman Red Sun film. And from my understanding of what this is if Superman landed in the Soviet Union as opposed to America.
Yeah, that was an alternative. That was like a graphic novel. It's an alternative take on like the Superman origin story. It's a really good read. It's really good, really different. And if I remember, like Batman's like some super assassin or something, and it's like it's nuts. It's really good.
Hold on. My point to this: don't you think they should actually get the character of Superman right before they even go off into a tangent of doing alternate Supermans?
Oh, I don't know. If he wants to make it, and if he does it right and adapts it right, I'm for it.
Sure.
In terms of what you're trying to say, you're right to a degree.
No one cares about the character anymore.
But you're right to a degree, but we don't know what their further plans is with that character. We gotta wait and watch what's coming out. Obviously, they are developing stuff because Wonder Woman rocked. Just saying. It's made me a bit more optimistic about Justice League, even though I hated Batman vs Superman. But it's a learning curve for them because they don't know comics and whatnot. If this guy wants to do it, and if that's an actual conversation that they're letting him do it, then fine, because he sounds like he knows the source material. Otherwise, no one wants to fucking make the Red Sun thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
no one wants to make that. No one in Hollywood wants to make that. But if he's passionate about it and he feels that he's the guy to do it, then fucking do it.
Turning this over to Claire, having an alternate take on, Superman landing in the Soviet Union. Do you think that's a more interesting take as opposed to where the character is now?
Well, it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new story. Like, how would he be accepted and everything? I think, you are right in saying maybe they need to think about the character more before they go off on these wild tangents.
Yeah.
Because, his Superman's weakness is that he's very morally
unrelatable, boring.
That. But he's got some crazy moral stance where he's straight down the middle and just nobody's like that. He's just so good apparently, but is that really being good? I don't know. I think they can play so much more with that. He's just this is right, this is wrong. There's so much grey that normal people experience every day, and he's the one that has to decide. He's judge, jury, executioner. I mean, just there's so many interesting things about Superman. I know that he seems really stoic and boring and
that's because that's the way people write him. I look at Thor and I find Thor more of an interesting character than Superman. Thor has the power of a god, but he's vastly more interesting than Superman, and I don't know how that's happened. I mean, I like Thor. Thor's one of my favourite characters, but
He's got conflict.
Yeah,
a lot.
I would rather watch a Thor film than a Superman film in this day and age.
Superman doesn't have much to be conflicted about, really, apart from his love of humanity, which God knows why. Like, why does he like this?
Well, I think that was from the way I see it, it was a propaganda thing. I mean, America at the time were in a Cold War with USSR, and so, hey, red, white, and blue, eat your greens.
That's probably you're right about that.
It's all propaganda, but I'm not going to get into why I like the Richard Donner film so much. One, that it's just a better film than any of the other incarnations, but his conflict is that he can't cure death, and in the Richard Donner film, this is nothing new to anyone, so it's not a spoiler. His Earth father dies, and he dies of a heart attack, and that's the only thing he can't stop. He has all of these powers, but he couldn't stop that. That's for the person that he loved the most, and that caused real conflict in him, which is kind of why he has the head that he has on. But just that little thing that I can't cure death. That made that film, because I don't particularly like Superman as a character, but I liked what that particular director did in the 70s with that character.
Me too.
And so every incarnation of it now has that to live up to, and Man of Steel didn't do it, and Batman vs Superman definitely didn't do it, because he was barely even a character. He was just this thing that. It was almost like a sad character. It was like, oh, okay, well, that's Superman, that's Lex Luthor, that's... Anyway, I can't remember what my original point is. Yeah, this alternate version of Superman would be interesting, but I really feel that they need to get their house in order with their characters before they even think about going off into a tangent and doing an alternate version of Superman. So yeah, I personally think it shouldn't be done, but who am I? I'm just a guy doing a podcast with an opinion. So yeah. So yeah. That's I'm the first new podcast since last week, which used to be my thing. When I started this podcast, I say, hey, this is the newest podcast since last week. And yeah, that was my thing. But yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to Warner Brothers, whatever they're going to do with it.
Please make a good film.
No.
They're doing their best, I guess. Okay, so on to my final bit of news. Well, it's not news, it's a story. I was reading an article online the other day, and it was talking about female protagonists in films. If I say that to you, what films spring to mind when I say that? A strong one that stands out.
Oh God, yeah, that's hard actually.
Exactly.
That's why.
I
like The Heat.
Yeah,
Like Sandra Bullock and
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
what's her
I've
name?
seen it.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. Okay, so my go-to films would be either La Femme Nikita, Alien.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of run out after that, and maybe
Terminator?
Yeah, Terminator.
I suppose Disney films.
See, you're going into a very different area, because the older Disney film teaches women to
Not
be,
the old one.
hey, there's someone around to save you. Your dad's on distress. Let the man save you.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, the world was a very different place, especially for female protagonists at the time. I mean, like opposed to the few that I mentioned, and that you mentioned. You've got. Did you ever see Mad Max Fury Road?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Yes,
everything about it.
It's a freaking awesome film.
It's friggin'.
And I mean, it's a film that has very little dialogue in it, but if you can convey everything you can do in a film with little dialogue and just action, you've made you can sell that to the world because it's universal. It's a brilliant piece of filmmaking.
Charlize Theron got to have that role. She got to be the one that we were all like behind.
Yeah, she was a driving force of that film.
She was, and like when she had that breakdown, you really felt it. It's like, it doesn't matter if she's a man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You were with her the whole way.
Exactly. And a reason again I bring this up. She's doing a film called Atomic Blonde, which is exactly about it's basically John Wick mixed with an espionage thriller film.
I still haven't seen John Wick. I really want to see it.
John Wick is. I just watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch it. You'll love it.
Everyone says that. I'm like, okay.
It's the film. Once you see what happens, the film is self-explanatory, and you're with it. You're just with it.
I know about the dog already. Like.
No. That's no matter what you know about that. When it happens, you're not ready for it.
Okay.
So, it's when he starts killing people, you're just with it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll say no more about it.
Okay.
But this film Atomic Blonde, that's another. It's a female-centric film. The main protagonist is a female, and I think there needs to be a kind of a change in Hollywood. I mean, me myself, I've always accepted a strong female woman. The first strong female woman I saw was Ripley in Alien. So that to me, already in my mind, like, oh wow, this woman's kicking ass. And
I always took that for granted when I was younger.
But I think you do. I think things like that. You're not thinking about that when you're a kid.
And as I get older, people are telling me loads of different stories, and I'm like, this is not my reality.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I feel like I can do just as good as anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I try to just keep it like that.
No, you've got the right idea about it, I think. I mean, Hollywood's changing for the better for minorities and for women, and it's.
Which is like our whole room today.
Yeah.
Minorities and women.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's. I think. In regards to this, I think if it keeps going where it's going, I think it can only be a good thing because there'll be. Katniss Everdeen. I guess she's a female protagonist as well. Would you agree?
Who?
Katniss.
Who's Katniss?
So, there's your problem right there. It's.
You read the books actually. Better.
Yeah, you said the books are better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Hunger Games.
Female protagonists.
Hunger Games? Oh, is that where she's from? Okay. I've not seen the Hunger Games. Ever.
Really?
No.
Wow.
It just never interests me.
I think you'd like a couple of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't. The first one is good. Second one is better. Then it kind of is okay from there on.
I just kind of, you know what it was. Even though I worked at a cinema and they were hyping up the Hunger Games and everyone was coming, I put it under the Twilight brush.
Oh, it's nothing like Twilight.
Brush. I was just like, oh,
nothing
God,
like
not
Twilight.
one of these teenage films. I'll just.
It's nothing like Twilight. It's more like Battle Royale.
See, I like Battle Royale.
Yeah, well, that's what it's closest to, and that's probably where the writer got her idea from.
Battle Royale's better, but like, obviously.
Yeah, Battle Royale is better. But it's if that's the closest things to it. But yeah, female protagonist. Katniss Everdeen's one of them. What's the actress's name?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, was she the Katniss person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
The Katniss person.
Why is she called Katniss?
Because that's her name.
Does she turn into a cat?
No, that's just Katniss is a name. I guess it's from the. I guess it's from the south.
Oh right.
I think it's a southern name.
Oh okay. I had no clue.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a kitten.
No.
I was like, what's that got to do with female? And now it makes sense.
The only reason I know that is because of Reginald D. Hunter. Reginald D. Hunter is a comedian, stand-up comedian. He's from the South.
Oh, okay.
And he said Katniss, so, and he wasn't even referring to the film. So, it's clearly a
How
name.
did he say it? Katniss.
Katniss. I can't. He's got such a deep voice. I can never replicate. But anyway, in terms of, do you think women have that pedestal now where they can be that lead and have people come to see it? I mean, look at Lucy. Lucy isn't the greatest film, but
I still haven't seen it. I do want to see that.
Watch it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting Luc Besson film. It's not his best, but it plays with interesting concepts. But she, again, strong female protagonist. I don't know where I'm going with that. But
what do I think?
Is there more of a platform now for?
I suppose the way has been paved. It's just kind of like just making it more normal. Like, 'cause you can just cast anyone. Your character should be genderless to begin with.
Right.
I mean, there's
so
some things,
you just write a character.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things which probably need to be either a man or a woman, depending on the story. But most of them, you can just show a journey through a person, and it shouldn't get in the way of the story. Obviously, it's been like male orientated, the industry. Like, it's just kind of that was what happened. But now it's kind of the balance is shifting. And it will just keep doing that until everything's pretty much equal, and then we'll see what happens there. Because I feel like when everything's kind of equal, things will get more interesting, and there'll be lots of different views. Like, I'm talking in terms of like sex and also race as well. Like, when everyone has something to say, everyone brings their opinion to the table, it just gets more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one like stereotypical like one thing fits all, like, people can't relate to it. When you start telling stories that people can relate to, people, like, everyone can just jump on board. It would be, that's what I think about it. I think it's very positive the way things are going. Still a while to go, but I'm just like confident. I'd rather make films that lead by example than push the kind of whole there must be women in films. It's just do it. Don't talk about it. Like,
there's another female protagonist that I didn't even mention. That was Princess Leia. I guess she would have technically been 1977, right? So I guess she would have been the first real strong female without needing anyone to come and save her, because she didn't need anyone to save her really.
True.
In the A New Hope, she kind of took, once she took charge after a while. She did her thing, and that washed over me as a kid as well. And just looking at it from adult eyes, oh wow, she really kicks ass. She held her own. She stood up to Han Solo pretty well. Even more, I think that was a lot to do with her, with Carrie Fisher as like a person as well. Like, she's just obviously like takes no bullshit, and she just goes and does what she wants, and is good at it. And
like,
I guess
maybe she pushed a little bit. She's like, well, why am I wearing this skimpy bikini, and take me seriously, kind of thing. Like.
I always liked The Bride, to be honest.
The Bride?
The Bride. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill,
Oh,
so, you've got another female protagonist there.
Mary Poppins, too.
Really?
Well, the name's called Mary Poppins, and she's the leader in that film, and I'm just saying, you can't be ousting Mary Poppins, yo.
You know what? Mary Poppins is badass.
See?
Like, she puts people in their place, like the banker, the rich guy. Like, she's just like, well, maybe if you were home more and spent time with your kids and were a proper dad,
And what about Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy.
But she was
And like
great,
she's like the main antagonist of that whole journey, man, and she's the archetype for the hero's journey. Just saying on film, and that film's been along like fucking forever, man.
That's true.
So yeah,
that's true.
What are you in terms of incarnations of characters? Would you say the animated or the live action?
I was talking about live action.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I keep thinking. I thought of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
right.
So that really confused the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like.
God, what's her name? The actress in the original Wizard of Oz. I can't believe I don't know.
Freaking hell! I forgot as well now.
Do you know, Sach? Do you have a magical device that knows?
I could look it up.
But I'm not gonna.
We'll all be ashamed when we find out.
39. That would be Judy Garland.
Yeah, Judy.
Got good eyesight.
No, I didn't see it. I just remembered.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, she's a protagonist. Would you?
She is.
See, the moment I see a woman, a guy saving a woman, they come out of that protagonist role to me because they need to be saved. And so, would you? I haven't seen the Wizard of Oz in such a long time. Did Dorothy hold her own in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the lead. I mean, like.
Did she need to be saved? And because this is where.
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't actually.
Yeah, she's.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's very true.
Yeah. So.
She was a bit ditzy, but I mean, like, that's just her character.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she kind of went through it, and she kind of got changed at the end.
Do you know what? Ditzy's the right word.
It's like, oh my. She's very camp in that. She was probably.
But yeah, okay. Well, that's. I think we've cleared up everything on that.
Clear that up.
Yeah, we cleared that up. That book is closed. We've sorted that problem out. Yeah. Come here. You come to this podcast. We sort out the problems.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go into the film's opening this week, and we have A Boy and His Beast, War for the Planet of the Apes, The Beguiled, and Cars 3. I'm gonna go for my choice in this list. The Boy and His Beast, I've been wanting to watch in a very long time. You being an animator, I'm sure you would.
Tell us about it. I don't know about it.
So The Boy and His Beast is a Japanese anime film. It's a martial arts film / a drama about this boy who's homeless / alternate reality with bears and monsters that do martial arts.
Wow.
So there's this secret tournament that happens in like this alternate world, and this homeless kid is drawn into it. He learns to be a martial artist. He enters this tournament. He can't enter the tournament because he's human. That's all I know about it. There's a trailer for it. It's very. You'll love it. You'll definitely love it.
Sounds cool.
But I've been wanting to see this since it was released in Japan, which was a couple of years ago, and now it's getting an official release over here this week. So that's something I want to see, and War for the Planet of the Apes is something I want to see as well because it's ending a story arc.
So it's wrapping everything up in this one.
I think for Caesar's story arc anyway.
Yeah.
I think because it's loosely
Because I was excited about this.
So am I. I really want to see this.
I don't know if it'll be good though.
Oh no! It will definitely be good. It's got a good director. Matt Reeves is the director on this. And
I like the first two.
Yeah.
Well, the last two, and like it's more a continuation of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's loosely based on the Charlton Heston ones as well, because you see the rocket take off.
No,
in the
that's
first
still
one.
in canon. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's what I really love about it.
I think I've only seen the Charlton Heston one once, and I can't remember it.
I remember it really well. The Simpsons montage it all the time.
I think that's where I know it from.
That's
from The Simpsons.
It's they're always paying homage to it. Whether it be apes on horses catching people in nets, and they did a whole thing where they're all trying to bunk school, and their parents kind of. Where the kids are not at school? Okay, let's go find them. And so the music from Planet X starts, and they've got nets, they've got pitchforks, and they just grab them in very inhumane ways that parents shouldn't do. But it's The Simpsons, so that's where that comes from. But I want to see how this goes. I want to see what the world looks like after this film, and that's what I'm fascinated about. Was it their fault or was it our fault? In the sense that the world in the Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes is the way it is because of mankind's stupidity, or apes just being more advanced than us. I don't know, but I really want to see the end of it. And the Beguiled, that's a remake of a Clint Eastwood film, which I only saw once with Clint Eastwood. Sophia Coppola is a female director.
Oh, great.
So I'm wanting to see that.
Yeah, I like her films.
Yeah, I think some of them are hit and miss, but they're generally pretty good. Cars 3, I have no interest in. But
I haven't watched any Cars.
Yeah,
and I like animation, and I like Pixar and Disney, and nah.
I would say that's Pixar's ugly stepchild. That's hey,
it's so harsh.
We only bring him out because we have to. People seem to get on with him, kinda.
Wow.
But we put him away under lock and key after. But yeah, that's kind of sweet for me. Are you looking to what hits you on this? Obviously, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Planet of the Apes. I'm interested in.
I guess Boy and the Beast. You have to do your own investigation.
I'll watch the trailer.
Yeah. And so I'm foreshadowing your answers.
I don't really know because I haven't seen any. I haven't really read about it. I haven't really seen the trailers. I just know,
You know what you want to see.
I know which one I'm not going to see, and I'll probably see the rest of it. Yeah.
Which one don't you want to see?
Oh, I think the ugly stepchild one.
And what's that?
It's got a 3 at the end of it. God, all these numbers.
Lots of films have 3s at the end of it. You've got to be more specific.
All right. It's a vehicular based.
Oh, you're going all the way with this.
Vehicular.
You're going all the way with this, Claire. Okay, so yeah, I get which one you don't want to see. But Satch.
I want to see Cars.
What, the first one? Let's start there.
Oh god. No, Planet of the Apes definitely. I'm not really into animation today. I'll stick with Castlevania on Netflix.
Well,
plug.
The Boy and His Beast. I would tell sane people to go watch if you like Japanese anime and if you like that type of it's kind of mystical with drama with martial arts. It's right up my alley. And it's kind of a wacky world as well. So yeah. Go watch Boy and His Beast, Planet of the Apes, and Beguiled. That's our recommendation for this week. And that's about it. But before we finish up, I want to play this game with you. We play it every now and again, but because it's the first time you've been on this podcast.
It's just Mad Max. It's fine.
Jesus Christ! All the bikes around this just today, are just louder than normal. It's like let's fuck this podcast up. Yes, game. Film 20 questions. Film. So basically, I have the name of a film written down, and you have 20. You can ask me 20. I don't know. I've got this all wrong. Do excuse me. I forgot the rules to my own game. So I have the name of a film written down, and you have 20 guesses. You can ask me 20 questions to
try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just completely bamboozled myself, and so I can only say yes or no to what you ask me, and so
I think I read this at the bottom.
Ah, right, yeah,
and then, yeah.
So you I think you'll get the gist.
I think I get it. Yeah.
So let me just find the film for you. I'm not going to make this overly hard.
Is it Cars?
Is that your first guess, is it?
No, wait. Start again.
I don't know. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking for an appropriate film.
Claire might know.
And well, I think you're fairly versed in your film knowledge. It's just that I don't want to, because it's your first go. Just want
don't
to
make it super hard.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's start this. Can you keep score, Sach?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, go with your first guess.
Okay, so is it an American blockbuster?
Yes, it is.
Was it made in the 80s?
No. He's not keeping score.
Oh, this is hard.
Yeah, that's the general gist of this game. That people find it quite difficult, especially if they first played it.
Is it I got tabs already. Superhero film?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I just want to keep score.
That was 3.
Oh yeah, okay.
But you can, go for it.
Yeah, just so I've got visual representation.
So is this more a recent film?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay, can this person fly in the film?
No.
Okay.
5 questions down.
I think I'm doing alright.
Yeah, you are doing it. You have 3 clues, by the way, and you can you can use them when you wish to.
Do they have some sort of like prop that they use in their superpowers?
Define prop.
Such as Thor's hammer or like a shield or something like that?
No.
Okay. Like a prop, yeah, sorry.
That's cool. No, don't apologise. That's a totally valid question.
Is this a live action movie?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Shit, where am I up to?
You're on 7.
Okay. Do they have a cape?
No.
Can they climb walls?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Do they have a spidey sense?
Yes, they do.
I don't know which one.
It doesn't matter which one.
It's Spider-Man!
Yes, it is Spider-Man. Yes. Well done, Claire. Awesome. But you played the game pretty well. You went a different way than a lot of other people have.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What did other people do?
You said blockbuster. I don't think anyone's said that in this game yet.
Well.
And so I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. No one said that yet. Cool. So yeah, you played me at my own game.
Smashed it.
You played me at my own game. Congratulations.
My spidey sense was strong.
Yes, it was. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Claire, for coming along down to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Zedos gang.
Yeah, Zedos gang.
Zedos, sorry.
There you go.
And I'll pimp you out.
Thank you very much. That'll be awesome.
I've been on it.
Better. I'll come find you. I know where you live. I'm absolutely joking. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you could do that. And if there's anything that you wish to plug, this is your moment in time to do that.
Oh God. I suppose I'm making a film, like now.
Yeah. What's the name of the film?
The working title is Fly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a woman who she's fantastic at her job. She's doing really well, but all that changes when a fly comes into the boardroom and starts telling her stuff she just really doesn't want to hear. And it's about her kind of coming through that and, well, trying to kill it at first, but then it's telling her some truths and she has to deal with that. So she's going to go from wanting to kill the fly to save it, and also to try and save herself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds complex.
It's complex, yeah.
But in you want to know what the hell happens after.
Yeah. What does happen? I need to work my pitching skills because I'm going to have to pitch this very soon to... I'm just kind of like... I'm going to this thing... I don't know if you know Pitch Up.
No, I don't know.
By the guys who did Sunday Surgery. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of the Sunday Surgery,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that's such a different avenue.
Well, yeah, I've directed some actors at Sunday Surgery before, and that was really useful just for like learning how to direct live action stuff. It was just kind of like there was no cameras, so it was more like putting on a play, and that was quite fun. But this time I'll be pitching this fly idea, and I sure as hell need to get better at it than I just was now.
Well, I mean, yeah. I've kind of put you on the spot here as well.
I just...
There's no prep. Some of your film. Come on.
I should be able to though. I should be able to.
Well, yeah, you put in the practice, but you've got a platform here now, so people know what the film is now. Is there a website that we can go to
Not
or
yet.
anything?
No, there's nothing yet.
Do you have a Twitter page?
Yes, I do.
Go for it, man.
Why is it? I never use Twitter.
Well,
so rubbish.
I'll wait for you.
I have a website.
You have a website? Yeah. What's your website?
It's clairewinteranimation.com.
Okay, Okay. Well, I'll put everything in the description as well. So when they look for it, they'll just be able to see
I'll
it there.
update the website then.
Yeah. I'll get your details from you as well. So at the end. Okay. Thank you very much, Claire and Sach.
Follow me on Twitter, SachMan3, and my YouTube page, Sacha Allari.
Okay, fantastic. You can find this podcast at Zedos Gang on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Stitcher, and another platform that I still don't know what it is yet. But it's all kosher. It's all good. Go listen, go comment. Do what you want if you're a fan of the show. I would appreciate your feedback. That's it for another week. Again, thank you, Claire. Thank you, Sach. And thank you, listeners, for listening. This has been the Zedos Gang podcast, and we're out.